What's going on, everybody? And I am back. Thanks for coming back to Mel's Eating Mindfully. I am Melissa, and I am going to show you how to make a warm, comforting fall tomato soup. Pair it up with nothing better than a grilled vegan cheese sandwich. How good does that sound? All right, so first we're going to start off with 10 Roma, or I think these are plum tomatoes actually, that I have washed and drained. Cutting off the stems from the top, making sure that the core part of it, from where the green tops are, is taken off. It is tough and it's no good in the soup at all. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them in half because we are throwing these bad boys in the oven to roast, along with a large onion and some garlic. So yes, this is going in the oven. It seems a little bit tedious and double the work when you can just, you're probably just saying, well, why can't you just throw everything into a pot and just blend it and call it a day? No, we want caramelization with these bad boys. So again, I'm just going away with having and cutting the stems off. During this time, when I'm done doing all of them, I am going to remove the seeds and the core of the tomatoes. Why, you may ask? Well, boys and girls, good question. The reason why I'm taking out the inside of the tomato is basically so it will not be wet, if that makes any sense. So basically you're going to take out the middle piece, which is the core, and the seeds, which makes the inside of the tomato wet. That's to be able to bake it in the oven and let it caramelize without all those juices that are just basically, it's not going to make it brown up or roast, basically is what I'm trying to say. So in these bad boys, I had to put some elbow grease into them and literally dig out the inside. It's like having an avocado. If you haven't had an avocado before, then I don't know where you have been. But I went ahead and basically went from one side of the tomato to the other and scooped out the seeds with that middle core part and just discarded it. And I did that to every single piece. So yes, it is a little bit tedious. I did put some elbow grease into this, so appreciate. Here is my large onion, and as you see me do maybe in my other video or two, you should know by now, cut the bad boy in half, cut off the stems, the ends, the front and the back, and take off the first layer of the onion skin. Once you go ahead and remove that layer, you're just gonna simply, we're not gonna dice it or anything, we're just gonna cut it lengthwise into some chunky pieces. We're not gonna separate them, we're just gonna throw them in the bowl so they can caramelize better, again, in the baking dish. And I am gonna use a deep baking dish so that whatever natural sugars come out of the tomato and the onions and the garlic doesn't go ahead and spill over in a regular baking sheet, if that makes any sense. So I went ahead, I can't talk. I went ahead and put everything in a large mixing bowl and added about 1/4 cup of olive oil. You can use extra virgin, regular olive oil, whatever oil of your preference, whatever you have on hand, you can go ahead and drizzle on top of that, along with some freshly cracked black pepper. Again, you don't have to be fancy. You can use the store-bought black pepper. And I also seasoned it with some Himalayan pink salt. I have a bunch of different salts in my cabinet. Why? I don't know, I just do. And boys and girls, please make sure you have clean hands when you're touching any food in your kitchen, because other people will be eating this and you want them to know that you are indeed clean. So go ahead and get your hands in there and massage that oil into your tomatoes, into your garlic, and into them onions. I'm going to tell you right now, I did the silly mistake of not wiping or cleaning off my hands first. And this bowl literally almost fell inside my other glass baking dish. So be careful with that. Your hands are going to be slippery. So I'm just going to move this over and show you just to basically try to put everything in a single layer. This is a large baking dish, so I did have enough room to have everything comfortably in there. And so yeah, I went ahead and removed my baking dish. I put it in for about 35 minutes, and if you can see the brown bits and pieces here and there, no, my friends, that is not burnt. That is called caramelization. That is called the sugars coming out of this yummy goodness that we have in this baking dish. Like I said, I did this for about 35 minutes, I believe. It wasn't exactly as caramelized or roasted as I wanted it to be, but I was working on the side on another comfort fall dish that I got coming after this video. So yeah, I went ahead and just, at this point now, I'm using my Dutch oven. You can use any pot that you want. I happen to have a Dutch oven, and it is very heavy duty. I think it is great for soups, stews, any braising of any type for people who do eat meat. I try my best. I do have my struggles. I'm not going to sit here and preach and say be vegan or eat plant-fully, because I still to this day do struggle, and I am still a newbie at it. But from the time that I have been eating plant-fully to now, I can really say that I have done a lot of progress. So I'm kind of proud of myself. People ask me, well, what do you do when you go out and eat? I mean, beggars can't be choosers at that point, and I'm not going to sit there and make any friends or family make any, special accommodations for me. But I do know now, moving forward, that I am going to try my best to eat before going out anywhere, and just trying to see what other options I have. But like I said, eating plant-fully, it's just certain things. Cheese is just my weakness. All right, so here I'm just scraping the last bits of whatever is left in this baking dish, and then I am going to go ahead and pick up this dish and empty out whatever liquids the tomato, the onions, and the garlic released, whatever oils are left in the pan, and it's going to go right into that Dutch oven, which right later I'm going to add some organic Emerald Lagasse vegetable stock. Yes, you heard it, some Emerald Lagasse. Yes, I'm fancy. No, really, he was on sale that week at my local grocery store, so that's what I had. I usually have any vegetable stock available in my pantry just because you never know what you want to do that day, and it might need some flavor and you just want to add that to it. But yeah, this bad boy did give me a little bit of a hard time to open, so yeah. But anyways, getting back to what I have little ADD moments, and no offense to anybody who does have it, but I really do think I have it. For the sake of this video though, I went ahead and measured out in a measuring cup 3 cups of vegetable stock, which I'm going to add to the Dutch oven, and I'm going to put that into a boil. And once it goes into a boil, we're going to lower down the flame and put it down to simmer. We're going to add some awesome spices. You can use fresh or the dried versions of what I'm using, which is what I'm going to use in mine, because a girl did not want to buy all these different fresh ingredients and then not use them. Then they'll be in my refrigerator forever, and I was not trying to put all that to waste. But yeah, so right about now everything has gone into my Dutch oven. I am setting it now at a high heat so it can start boiling away. And right here everything's inside. I did add 2 bay leaves. You can go ahead and add as many bay leaves as you want. Anyways, but I just added 2 dry bay leaves because that's what I had available. Like I said, I wasn't gonna go ahead and buy a pack of fresh bay leaves just to use 2. So just go ahead and just make sure, you know, you marry everybody in there, your bay leaf, your vegetable stock, and all the veggies that you have in there, because we are, in a little bit, I'm gonna add our other ingredients. Right here we have a tablespoon of rosemary, a tablespoon of thyme, a tablespoon of oregano, a big healthy tablespoon of paprika, and a tablespoon of sea salt, coarse sea salt. For the paprika, if you want some heat into your tomato soup, you're more than welcome to add cayenne pepper, red chili pepper flakes, or you can also use Hungarian, I think it's Hungarian hot pepper or paprika, sorry, that I actually did have, but I was not trying to mess around with that heat. I did have some work done on one of my teeth and that hasn't been going so well. But like I said, add all your spices, marry everybody together in there, and yeah, put into a boil. Once that's been boiled and simmered away for a bit and the soup has reduced by 1/3, you're gonna go ahead and add it to your blender of your choice. I happen to have a Ninja and I am so in love with it, except for the fact that we're still trying to know each other. And yeah, that opening and closing business has kind of been a little dilemma for me, but getting to know each other. You can go ahead and blend this on low, high, whichever speed makes you more comfortable and makes you more safe. And you can blend it up for however long you want. If you want a chunky version of a tomato soup, give it a good 30 seconds to a minute, you're good. If you want a medium thickness to it, you can also go ahead and do that, or you can let it run for a good 2-3 minutes to let it go smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of the Earth Balance vegan butter, which I'm actually gonna melt in the bottom of the pan. And once that I can't talk now. Once that butter melts and it starts making all that sizzling and that like bubbling stuff action going in there, you're gonna go ahead and add your tomato soup and you're gonna mix that bad boy up really, really good until the butter and your tomato base is well incorporated together. You're gonna cover her up and you're gonna let her simmer away on a low heat while we work on our oat buttered Chao cheese vegan grilled cheese. Like, that's a tongue twister in itself. So go ahead and stir this bad boy up. Make sure to pick up any bits of brown pieces along the edges of your pan, your pot, whatever it is that you're using. That's not burned, kids. That's not burned. It's called flavor. So yeah, let it go. I'm right here actually. Oh, I added more salt and pepper just because I did taste it at some point and it just needed a little bit more of a oomph into it, a little bit of a pick-me-up, and I added some more Himalayan salt like I did when I first roasted the vegetables. So this actually made it taste like perfection. So you're just gonna basically season to taste, mix everything up really, really well, and again, cover it, let it go on low on a slow simmer while you're working on your grilled cheeses. I'm just tedious, so don't mind the extra blending. That's just me. All right. She's such a beautiful color, isn't she? My favorite part. My favorite part. Like, if I could eat grilled cheeses every day, I would. So here I am using again the Earth Balance vegan butter, and I am using it on my cast iron skillet. I do have a skillet built into my gas stove, but I decided to add or to use the cast iron skillet just because of how it browns it, and definitely there is a difference in flavors. You might not believe it, but it does. It's just something about it, I don't know. And for each sandwich, I am going to use 2 slices of the Chao cheese. Can I just tell you, this is life. This cheese and this butter together, like the Earth Balance vegan butter, it is like naturally, for me, it's naturally rich, and it, like, you're not gonna miss real butter. I'm like, real talk, you're not. I'm being impatient here, and I'm already like trying to flip sides to see if it's like a nice golden brown color. Again, you can lightly toast yours. You can get it to a nice dark golden brown. I like a little bit in between. I'm gonna toast both sides from each slice, just because when I add the Chao cheese, it already starts melting, because I feel like vegan cheeses do tend to take a little bit longer to melt, so I'm just helping it along the way. So like I said, here I have 4 slices, which is going to make 2 breads. So you're just going to add 2 slices of cheese to 2 slices of bread, and then once the other 2 pieces that don't have the cheese on it finish toasting up, you're just going to top them up, and you're going to cut them crosswise. I mean, it's that simple. Like, there's no way you can screw this up. I'm so serious. So here I am, just finishing up. I'm going to slide these bad boys over to my cutting board, and I'm going to use my bread knife, and I'm just going to go ahead and cross cut. And like I said, initially it doesn't look like, you know, like regular cheese. It stretches out and looks ooey and gooey. No, it doesn't. But can I just tell you, when you bite into it, it is like the most creamiest grilled cheese ever. Like the most creamiest vegan grilled cheese ever. Again, just cutting across the ways. You can see that inside. It is creamy, trust me. It's not, it doesn't look like it's melting, but once it goes into your mouth with that tomato soup, heaven. Look at that. Look at her and her color. Yes, hunty. She is bubbling away on a low simmer. Now I'm gonna give you guys a side note. This is the first time that I have used this serving bowl, so I did not know what kind of temperature this was going to resist. And can I tell you, by me serving this and having my hand open on the bottom of this bad boy, I thought everything was going to go downhill from here. So yeah, I was hauling to get to the other side of the counter before I dropped this, because it was hot. So you see that bowl of goodness back there? That's for the next video. But here is my tomato soup and grilled cheese. Hope y'all enjoy.